Welcome to Shlott.com. Shlott.com is a free online booking system for all types of schools, groups, clubs and syndicates. Whatever it is that you want to share with other people, Shlott.com allows you to do that. So today we're going to give you a quick overview. We'll start first of all by getting logged in. So to log in, enter your username or email address and password. Once logged in, you'll be presented with the calendar. The calendar is a very configurable system. It lets you have many different categories. Here, for example, aircraft, room, instructors and equipment. And in addition to that, it lets you have many different objects inside each category. So in this case, we have 3 aircraft, 2 different rooms, instructor and equipment that's available for hire. The benefit of using Shlott.com is that your members will be able to make bookings for your resources inside of your group or club at any time of day or night. So this means that if there's a break in the weather tomorrow and it's say 10 o'clock at night, your members can go ahead and make that booking right now at 10 o'clock at night. There's no need to call you up or text you. There's no need to wait till 9 o'clock in the morning when that rush starts and everyone's on the phone. And in fact, some people may not even bother if they don't have an online booking system like this. So this system actually lets your club generate more bookings because people are able to get to the resources when it suits them. So let's take a look at the calendar. Now the calendar itself, we have the menu system along the top here, and then we have the calendar itself, and you can move to a previous day, next day, go back to today, or even pick a date that you want to go to specifically. You can also zoom in on the calendar. So over here we can zoom right in on the calendar, and then we can scroll through and we can zoom out as well, showing all 8 hours in one go. This is useful for some people. Here along the top we have the times, and then we have each category. All of this is highly configurable, by the way. Next we have bookings. So we have some bookings here. These are solo hire bookings, so people have just chosen to hire this aircraft and go off for an adventure somewhere. And we have joint bookings. For example, this instructor is color-coded green, again configurable, and the green is tied up with the other bookings. So you can see here that the instructor Abe is supervising both aircraft at the same time. Again, a highly configurable option. So that's the calendar overview. It's simple, clean and massively configurable to your liking. So we've discussed that the calendar is highly configurable. Let me show you just how configurable it is. Along the top here we have the calendar menu option, which shows this page. If we go over to the right hand side here, we'll see Manage Group. Clicking on the Manage Group option brings up a very clean, crisp layout. Here we've tried to make everything as self-explanatory as possible. For example, your group details. Very simply, your group contact details, name of your group, your address, and so on. Your opening times. Again, this affects what time your calendar starts and what time your calendar ends. So if we set your opening time for every day to, let's say, 4 o'clock and save the changes. Go back to the calendar. You'll see your group now stops at 4 o'clock. There's also the settings module, so we go into the group settings. In here, first of all, is the group email address. That's the email address for administration emails, maybe copy of the bookings and so on. You can also hide this group from the join group feature. Sometimes you may want your members to find your group just by searching our public Shlott page where they can join the group. We can also hide the members list from non-admins. So, for example, anybody who's not an administrator will not be able to see the list of members in your group. Also, do you want to be able to allow to make members to post notices in the notice board? We'll talk about that later. And then the date format. So for our friends who prefer a month, day view or a day, month view, it's entirely up to you. The calendar here is where the majority of the calendar settings are stored. So for example, we can now set the calendar intervals to 15 minutes, 30 minutes or 1 hour. You can set your minimum booking duration. For example, it may be 15 minutes or it may even be 24 hours. It all depends on your group, your club or your syndicate and the way you want to work. You can limit the number of bookings into the future. So perhaps you don't want to book anything more than a year ahead. You can limit the bookings so that only admins can create bookings. You can hide detailed information on the calendar so other people cannot see booking information. For example, I might not want to see that Tony has a booking in such and such. The booking would simply display as a private booking. Notify members about bookings. So with this option set, it'll email all your members about the bookings. And we also have this safety feature of alerting the group if the member has not booked for a while. So if you have a currency requirement whereby you say you must have flown a plane in the last 3 months or you must have made a booking through this system in the last 3 months, we would set that here. If the system detects that no booking for that member was made within 3 months, it will alert everyone. So that's a handy system. There are more settings here that we can use, but for now that's the most important section of configuring the calendar. So now we've seen the calendar and we've seen how to configure the calendar, let's just take a quick tour of the layout. At the top left here is your group name. You can also add your logo if you wish. On the right hand side here we have the account settings. So this is your own personal account. Each person logged in will have their own settings. They'll be able to see their own bookings. They'll be able to manage their own settings, their own preferences, passwords, etc. And they'll be able to log out. And if they wish, they can create their own group. Perhaps they have their own hobby or want to share resources for other things. Along the top here, this is the main navigation menu, and I'll talk you through them. The calendar itself, that's the main calendar view and the one that most people use most often. A month view lets you see each individual object and see how busy that is for the month. Perhaps you want to book something for a week and you want to be able to see if it's available for all 5 days. The month view will let you do that. Noticeboard allows you to post notices. Categories allows you to see categories and manage the calendar categories. So for example, if we wanted to create another category here, for example aircraft tug, then we could create that category and then put an object in it that would be bookable on the calendar. Members provides a whole list of members in your group. This is visible to admins and non-admins and is also configurable in the managed group. So you could hide that if you wish. Manage group, we've already seen, allows you to manage the settings and do many powerful things for your group. Shlott also allows you to switch groups, very easily switching between this group and another group. Whether you're an admin of this group and just a member of the other group, Shlott will detect all of that and carry your preferences and permissions accordingly. So you will not become an admin of a group whereby you are not, whereby you don't have permission to be an admin. And similarly, somebody who's a standard member of another group won't have the ability to be an admin on your group unless you say so. Here we have a help section. This allows you to contact us. You can raise a ticket from in here and inform us of any issues you have. We aim to respond very quickly during normal working hours. And then over here we have feature request. So if there's something you'd like to see added to Shlott, then simply click in here and put the request in. You can also see under the feature requests all the things that we have recently fixed, added, improved or implemented. So let's talk about making a booking. We've seen the calendar, we've seen the settings, and we now know our way around the menu system. But let's make a simple booking. Here on the calendar page at the very bottom and also on the month view page we have the booking form here. So firstly, who you're booking for. Now 9 times out of 10 you'll be booking for yourself. It's detected that demo is logged in and demo is logged in, and so it's going to make the booking for demo. As an administrator, however, you have the ability to book for somebody else. For example, this might be a trial flight, so you can choose trial flight member. Next is the reason. Why are you booking? So for solo hire, is it unavailable? Maybe it's training or other. These reasons are built in, but you can extend these reasons under the settings, under the manage group settings. Okay. So in this case, this is going to be a trial flight member, and so it's a training flight. It's going to start on a particular day, let's say today, and at a particular time. So we're going to pick, say, 3 o'clock this afternoon. And it's going to finish at 4 o'clock. So it's a 1-hour trial flight. Remember, these intervals are configurable in the settings, and the start and end time limits are also configurable in the settings, as we've seen. Now, what are you going to book for? So in this case, we want to book for ABCD, for aircraft ABCD. So we come down here and we choose that in this case I want to book an aircraft, and I want to book, not that one, ABCD. It's now added ABCD to the booking. And here we can also add more resources. So for example, if I wanted to add an instructor as well, I could do so here. I could choose the instructor. And in fact, who's going to be the instructor? Well, I'll be the instructor. So you can see in this booking, we've booked a trial flight for training between 3 and 4 in ABCD with me as the instructor. And if there's any notes, then I can pop them here. So Mr. Jones and his number to call him in case of any problems. Okay, and he found us via Virgin Trials. Okay. Now, do I want to email him? No, there's no need to email the trial flight member. I don't have his email address. He's not. I haven't added him as a member to our group at this stage. If I wanted to, I could email everyone involved. So in this case, it would email me, and it would email the member if the member existed, or I could email everyone in the group. So that would email all the members that are opted in to accept those emails. Create the booking. And here we have it, trial flight with Abe here at 3 o'clock, ending at 4 o'clock. It's that simple to make a booking. So we've seen how easy it is to create a booking. We've had a look around the calendar, and we've had a look around the menu system. Now let's very quickly take a look at some of the other features in Shlott. The month view along the top here, this lets you have a look at the availability of a resource over a month. For example, if you want to book for a week. So let's see if RVAA is available for a week. Well, it's partly available on Wednesday, but it's fully available for the rest of the time here. So we can select from the 12th of January to the 19th of January, knowing full well that it's totally available. So from the 12th of January to the 19th of January, I want to make that booking from 9 AM until 5 PM. And I'm going to book aircraft RVAA. Now, actually, do you know what? I'm flying across to Ireland, so it would be nice to have the PLB with me. So let's choose equipment and take the PLB as well. And let's let the rest of the group know what I'm doing. Flying to Ireland. And I'm going to email everyone in the group to let them know, because do you know what? They might want to join me. We could share the costs. It's put in there for me that I've booked it out for 8 solid days. So that's the month view and how useful it is. Noticeboard. Clicking on the noticeboard, this lets us see what important notices the group have for everybody in the group. When you first log in, if there is a notice, you will see this page before you see the calendar page. Administrators will be able to edit and delete these notices. They will also be able to add new notices. So we simply make a subject here and type it in there. Also, because of its importance, it appears here on the right hand side, right next to the booking module. You can see the notice board. So again, it's there in people's eye line, very important. That's the notice board. Categories. As you can see here, we've got aircraft, room, instructors and equipment. We can add more categories. So we could, for example, we have some predefined ones here, but we could create another category here, for example, aircraft tugs. And very simply, we can create a new category. We can also choose to record some custom information. So for example, aircraft tug, I might want to know engine size. So I would add a new property here and type in engine size. And from here I have a bunch of options. It's not an email address or a date, so I'm just going to keep it as a text box. That will let me create new categories. I'm not going to save that. Once I have the category, I can go into the aircraft category, for example, and I can add aircraft. So, for example, if we add another aircraft to our fleet, we can create another aircraft very simply. Again, we have a bunch of properties that we can set for this particular aircraft and save. And as simple as that, we've added an aircraft to our fleet and clickety click, it's there, immediately available for hire. Now, that's categories and objects and how it affects the calendar. Members. Here we have our member overview list. Adding a member is super simple. You just add a new member, type in their email address. Provided it detects the email address already in the system, it will simply add that member to your group. If it doesn't detect the email address, then it will ask you to supply first name and last name, and it will create the member in your group. And it will send them a welcome email and ask them to set a password. Some users, however, may want you to set a password for them. So once you've created the user, you can go in here and you can set a password for them. So new password and save the changes. It will then go ahead and save those changes for you. I'm not going to save those changes. You can add as many members as you wish, and it's super simple from within here. Again, once you click on a member, you can go in and edit all sorts of things about the member. And particularly useful is the emergency contact information. That's quite useful for groups. We've talked about the switch group facility. You simply drop down the list and choose your alternative group, and it will log you into that group instead. We also offer a help system. So in the help system here, you can create a ticket. So please help, I don't know how to create a booking. And you can attach a file if you wish. Once you create this ticket, we will be notified, and then we can assist you and resolve this issue for you. Feature requests. Here you'll see all the feature requests that have been requested of us and that we've fixed. So these are all done and implemented. You can see ones that are due to be implemented, and you can see ones that other people have requested. If you see one you like, for example, let's go with recurring bookings, then you can choose to vote for this feature or add a comment. If you have an idea to expand on it, vote for the feature and add a comment. In this case, I'm going to vote for the feature because I like this idea. Let's go back to feature requests, and you will see that now it's moved up the chain and is now here as a more popular request. So we are very actively developing this system, and we really value your feedback. I hope you've enjoyed having a good look around Shlott, and if you have any questions, please feel free to contact us using the Contact Us page on the main site. However, if you're feeling confident, go ahead and register for a free group. Just create a free group.